Hey there, you're listening to the Not So Breakfast Show with Sasha and Ish. Alright, welcome to the Not So Breakfast Show today, and we are discussing 7 ways to boost your confidence. We're going to look at why confidence is so important and then look at 7 tips that you can start to implement. It's also packed with other great advice. I mean, not this bit.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it all night long.
Football is life.
All this bit.
Walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away. I will follow.
Definitely not this bit.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother...
Maybe this bit?
That's fantastic. You might say, for example, I was involved in a company turnaround. When I joined the company, it made lots of money. I turned it around and now it doesn't.
You will be really lucky if you get me to work for you. Because I haven't worked for anybody else. No. All right, that's the show. Let's get it. All right, welcome to the Not So Breakfast Show today, and you are listening to the one about the 7 ways to increase your confidence. We want you to be confident, and this came off the back of a conversation I was having with someone the other day. They said, I just wish I was more confident with certain things. And we kind of brainstormed some ideas, and some of those ideas turned into a show for the Not So Breakfast Show. And here to discuss that with me is Sasha, the confident one of them all.
Well, yes, I'm not lacking in confidence, that's for sure. In fact, one spot that I get myself into all the time is that I express myself with such confidence that people think I'm certain about what I'm saying. When lots of the time I'm not. I'm just sort of sharing a thought that may or may not be true. And people are like, yeah, but you sounded certain. I'm like, oh, sorry, I wasn't certain. I was just talking.
Well, we should talk about the one that you were wrong about just in the last podcast.
Oh, go on, let's.
Because we gave all the credit for the song Things Will Only Get Better, or Things Can Only Get Better, to Ultravox because you sold it to us, but it wasn't Ultravox. We have been told by the masses that it was Dream.
Which I think means dream, yeah, right? You keep saying D-Ream, and I'm like, I think D-Ream is dream.
Well, I didn't know it's D double dot ream.
Don't let me express that with confidence because I'm not certain at all. It's just an idea I've had.
I'm already doubting myself now. But yeah, so D-Ream, so thank you for clearing that up because, it's good to know. It's good to know, but Ultravox were cool too.
Sure.
All right, so why don't we start off with number 1 in our 7 things? And this is really taking a bit of a self-audit. Like, what are you actually great at right now? Because I fully believe, and I know you believe this too, Sasha, that everyone is great at something. And there is often skills within that thing that you are great at that are transferable to something else, but you may not actually be recognizing that they are transferable to something else.
Yes, and the thing that I'm really good at, Ish, is always before we start actually stopping us and saying, hang on, before we get into the 7 things that are really helpful to boost your confidence, it's worthwhile asking, why is it important? Why is it useful to have confidence when you go about your day, right? And I reckon it's because it's such a sucky feeling when you doubt yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Or when you feel like other people are doubting you. And we lose all this energy second-guessing ourselves when we lack the confidence to decide or to take action in a particular way. And partly that lack of confidence can come about because we fear the consequence of what it is that we're going to do. So rather than make a decision ourselves, we're like, oh, I'll get someone else to make the decision for me because then I won't be in the gun. And if you have workplace cultures of blame, where if you get something wrong, you're in trouble, that can just chip away at your confidence over time. So I think it's really useful to start by saying confidence is a good thing because it often sets you free from worrying about stuff. You can just confidently go about the things that you want to achieve in any given day. You put an outfit on, and rather than going, oh, do I look good in this? Oh, are those the right shoes? Oh, is that the right match? You chuck it on and you go, well, I look hot, let's go. And you're ready for your day, right? So we're not talking about that kind of false confidence where you just blow smoke up your own ass by looking at yourself in the mirror and going, I am the man. I mean, that's not a terrible idea, but We're looking for something that's a little bit deeper than that. But I think your starting point is always, how has this helped me? How does this serve me? And I think it's because we lose so much time and energy to self-doubt that doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve the people that we're trying to help. And so if you can be more confident in the present, that's going to help you moving forward.
Yeah. And recognizing those things, again, that you're already great at, because otherwise we have this conversation that's going in our head that becomes the narrative of our lives, and we keep repeating it over and over. And first of all, is it true? Maybe not. Is it kind? Definitely not. But because we tell it to ourselves, we start to believe it and we start to experience all the effects that it is giving us as well.
Yeah. So your first one that you said before is bang on. So can you just repeat it?
Yeah. So what are you already good at now? What are the skills you have, or what is the thing, the talent, whatever it is? What are you awesome at right now?
What are you awesome
What
at?
am I awesome at? I am really good at getting up early when I want to get up early.
Yes, I'm really good at knowing what needs to be done.
I'm really good at cooking.
I am not. Oh, sorry. What are the things we're good at? I am very good at eating.
I'm really good at staying on task and getting things done.
Okay, so I'm not good at that either. So this is an interesting exercise.
But it's that whole thing. Like, people might say, well, I'm no good at time management. And yet they organize themselves to get to work every day, or they get the kids to school, or they, make sure that things are organized in different ways that they might not be thinking of time management. But you are good at time management. You're just applying it wrong.
Yeah, and you didn't know that skill that you have is called that thing, right? So I think we should keep going a little bit longer on the things that we're good at, because it's
helping you.
It's a useful exercise. Yeah. I'm good at telling people what I think.
I'm good at showing people how to use technology.
I'm good at telling people all the things I love about them.
I'm good at picking great Netflix shows.
Are you though? Didn't you have a little whoopsie? I mean, it's all very well you coming on and saying, yeah, you said Ultravox and it was wrong. But I have a little bit of I told you so, don't I?
Well, we were talking about Squid Game. Are you talking about Squid Game?
I am.
Yeah, so, and I let my youngest daughter, well, when I say she's young, she's 16, almost 17, watch the show, which she actually really enjoyed. And then I said, are you going to watch another one? And she said, no, it gave me nightmares. I don't think I'll be watching that again. Now,
and what's great that she identifies that, yeah?
Because I kind of went, still great parenting, because she made her own choice there and she identified it, and she goes, no, I'm out. But I will watch it at one stage, but not now. And I was like, good for you, babe. That's awesome.
That's amazing. And it's not going to cost you so much for therapy for her to get those images out of her head. So we're saying about the things that we are good at, because one of the first things you can do to boost your confidence is to recognize and acknowledge the things that you are already good at. I am really good at getting dressed. I get dressed every day.
I'm really good at texting people and giving them some positive affirmation or a bit of a feel good.
You are really good at entertaining a crowd.
Thanks, Sash.
You're really good at making hard and complex things simple to understand.
You're really good at getting my ideas straight.
You're really good at getting started.
wait. Now we've gone back on forwards and things. That's good.
Well, maybe this is I don't know if this is one of your 7 things, but maybe a secondary point is when you're looking to boost your confidence, check in with trusted friends and go, what are the 5 things that I can do that you most appreciate? And they might give you a list and you can go, oh, I hadn't thought of that. I didn't realize there was value in that for others.
Okay, number 2 for boosting your confidence, rewrite your resume.
Oh, yes.
When was the last time, that you redid your CV or your resume? Now, I'm not saying that you're applying for a job, but there is something really great about having it up to date and writing it in a way that is current for how CVs and resumes should be written now, and that they're written in a way that speak to your strengths, not what you've done.
Ah, yeah. So that's different, right?
Yes.
Sasha has a master's degree.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Or you kind of go, well, I worked at this place. Well, what did you do? Like, what did you change at that place? What happened as a result of you working at that place? Play into your strengths. Tell the narrative of the changes you made at that company, that business, that opportunity. And that is a really good thing to start to understand, because it does allow you to start thinking about what you are great at and what you bring to other situations, and get someone to help you write it. There's professional resume writers out there that design and write and will make you sound amazing. Don't lie.
Don't lie. But when you get that resume designed up and it comes back to you, it can be a real confidence booster, because you see it there in black and white, you see it clearly expressed, and you go, yes, that's right. That's me. That's who I am. That's what I'm capable of. That's when I'm at my best. That's what my best looks like. That's fantastic. You might say, for example, I was involved in a company turnaround. When I joined the company, it made lots of money. I turned it around, and now it doesn't.
You will be really lucky if you get me to work for you, because I haven't worked for anybody else. No. No. Okay, number 3 on our list of things to do to increase your confidence: face your fear. Pick a fear and just do it. Now, I've faced a couple of fears over my life, but one of them in particular, it was a game changer, and it was because I was terrified of needles. And I remember, and I think I've talked about this on the show before, got a bit hyped up by a Tony Robbins session one day, and he's like, you've got to go out there and face one fear. So I'm like, I'm going to go out and get a piercing. And I rang up Joe's brother, Matt, and I rang him up and I said, Matt, I'm going to get my nipple pierced, but you've got to come now or I'm not going to do it. He's like, I am there. Comes over, takes me in, and I go, I'm going to get my nipple pierced. And the piercer said, have you ever had anything pierced before? And I said, no. And he goes, well, brace yourself and hang on. Tell you what, though, I have never been scared of needles since.
That is great. That is fantastic. And I don't know if we're allowed to laugh at anti-vaxxers. I don't think we are. I think we're supposed to be helping them and sympathetic and all of that. But heaps of anti-vaxxers I know have got lots of tattoos, and they say, I'm scared of needles. And I'm like, no, you're not. Maybe it's just particular types of needles, but it's not all needles, because you're tatted up, buddy. Take one for the team.
We'll be right back.
If there was one skill that could double your income, advance your career, and increase your ability to influence, it is the skill of presenting. Whether it's on stage, in the boardroom, or at a job interview, the 30-Minute Presenter program will help take you to the next level. So check out our Instagram page, click the link in the bio, and get started on the 30-Minute Presenter program. Well, even with Emma, who was terrified of needles but wanted to get the vaccination, it took her 3 attempts, and then finally she faced her fear and she got it. And honestly, there's been a switch that has changed for her.
Oh, that is so cool.
It has boosted her confidence, and she knows, even though she'll be nervous for the second one, that reference that she did it, she stepped up, she knows she'll get the second one. Yeah.
You do it the first time, right? You do it the first time. That's incredible. I mean, what you could have done now is you could have said, get your vaccine or I'll make you watch another Squid Game. Yeah, there is something so powerful in doing something that you are afraid of and just getting it done. It's exhilarating. It reinforces that you are in control of who you are and what you want to do. And that's, I mean, they're called confidence courses when you do those outdoor adventures for a reason. It's because when you face and overcome something that you're afraid of, then that's awesome.
Yeah. Number 4, get some new clothes.
Yes.
The statement, the clothes maketh the woman or the man. It's feeling good in clothes that you want to wear that does make you feel more confident.
This is not exclusively a gendered thing, but I know that many women feel this way. So I just want to put it out there that one of the ways that we bring ourselves down and lose confidence is we keep clothes that used to fit us and we keep them in our wardrobe for the times that we are going to be able to wear them again. And maybe that's great. Maybe that is a good health and fitness goal for you if you have some shape goals and that's what you want to do. I salute you, hats off to you. But I know that for a lot of us, the reminder of the shape we used to be, particularly as we go through life changes, so whether it's that we add children into the mix or we go through menopause or we have some hormonal issues that change our weight, that actually the reminder of who we no longer are doesn't serve us. And we're actually better to say, at the shape and size I am now, what suits me, and why don't I just get some clothes for that? so that when you put them on, you look amazing rather than trying to go back to what you were. I mean, one of the challenges I have for myself is I think I can still just squeeze into the dress that I wore at my 21st. Just, right? And I think I'll probably be able to do that for the rest of my life, and that's great. But I'm certainly not fitting into the jeans that I wore at my 21st. And part of my thinking is, man, I would love to be back in that kind of shape and have that kind of body. And I'm like, yeah, but to do that, you would have to give up your children, because you didn't have children then. You would have to give up the mind that you have now, because you're a different person. So do you want your 21-year-old brain? And it's like, you can't have that every which way. So get the confidence by saying, this is who I am now. And sure, I can get a fitter, healthier version of myself, but I want to wear clothes that make me look and feel good as I am right now. Thank you very much.
Did you do an outfit change on your 21st from a dress to the jeans?
No, but now I wish I did.
No, because you said, my 21st, this is my dress, and I couldn't wear the jeans from my 21st.
Well, the jeans I wore that day before I changed into my dress.
Oh, good. Actually, one of the other tips that we often give people if they lose quite a bit of weight is get rid of all your clothes that you had when you were overweight, because that way, if you put the weight back on, you'll be naked. Get rid of that stuff, because once you're not there, you're not there.
You're gone. That bit's over. If you throw away your tobacco, don't keep the papers.
All right, so let's go to number 5. This is about momentum, and I think confidence can come from building momentum on smaller things. So make a list of just 10 things that you've been wanting to get done and just get them done. A list that you can just tick off. I'm not talking about, writing the book that you've been wanting to write. I'm talking about cleaning up the cupboard or the drawer or whatever it is. Some 10 little tasks that you can build some momentum with to then maybe catapult onto something bigger.
It is phenomenal how much time and energy we give to the things that we haven't done yet and thinking, I must go and do that. We don't do it. We think the next week, I must go and do that. This shit just lives in our brains. What a waste of computational power, man. Because so often we do those little things, they take us 10 minutes and we go, why did I just spend the last 3 months constantly updating myself about the need to do it when it took 10 minutes? 3, 2, 1, go. Write the list. Cross it off. Be more awesome.
All right, number 6 on our list of things to build your confidence. Stop comparing yourself to other people. I think it's time to sometimes clean up your social media and clean up some of those emotional triggers that might be there, that if you recognize actually this person or these types of posts are an issue, get rid of them. Do a bit of a cull. I think following less, but following things that make you feel good and that you love is a much wiser use of your time. You don't want to be spending time on social media and coming away feeling awful about it, like 99% of people on the planet.
Yeah, and I genuinely don't get this. And I remember we did that episode where you said, what do you have now that you want to keep? And for me, it was this thing where I don't have any envy. I genuinely delight in seeing other people, but I understand that not everyone sits in that space. So you see that someone else has got married and you go, oh, I want that for myself. And I know this is really hard, for example, around fertility issues, when you are desperate to have a baby. And a number of my friends have been in this situation where they've not been able to get pregnant. And all around them, people are getting pregnant. And there's no judgment when I say I understand that's hard. It's really hard to be happy when it seems to be happening for other people all the time. But the way to have some self-love and care within that environment is just to be careful about how much of that you expose yourself to.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, is this harming or is this hurting me right now? Because comparison is the thief of joy. Unless you always compare yourself with people who are worse off than you. But that's a trick as well, right? So if you think about this, how it manifests is sometimes you'll hear families that grow up in, say Western wealthy countries say, well, I just want to take my kids to the slums of a poor third world nation and then they'd appreciate more about what we have here. And we see this where we have this sort of white savior complex where people do this volunteer tourism. And there's lots of evidence that suggests that those communities visited by those volunteers are worse off when the volunteers leave. right? So they come in, they do their bit of service, and they leave and go, oh, I'm so thankful for my life now because I don't live in that terrible place. But in actual fact, that's just serving your own needs on the back of someone else's misery. So I know sometimes people say, yeah, don't compare yourself with people who are better off than you if it makes you miserable. Think about how lucky you are that you're not one of the poorest people on earth. That in itself is a muddy kind of thinking too. We need to get to the place where we go, I can be really thankful for all that I have and all that I am, and I can be excited and encouraged about all I am capable of becoming and what I'm moving into, and just that acknowledgement that we're all on that kind of journey.
Great. Nothing further to add, Your Honour. And number 7, I reckon just having a great mantra.
Oh, yeah.
Something that you just say to yourself over and over every day that charges you up, and it becomes a narrative that you can start to believe in or move towards.
Do you have some examples, Ish? I mean, do you have a mantra that works for you like that?
I have little statements that I say to myself often, like one of the ones that, and it's real subconscious, but I catch myself saying it a lot, is you can figure it out. And I know that that's really helpful. It's so embedded in me. So whenever I come up against something I can't understand or a challenge that I want to overcome or something like that, I literally hear myself say it in my head that says, you can figure this out. You can figure it out. You've done stuff like this before. You can figure it out. And I find it really helpful. So that's kind of like a mantra that I use. What about you, Sash? You got something?
Yeah, one of the things that I say to myself is, you were born for a moment such as this. And that's like a tired old kind of cliche. But whenever it gets really tough and I find myself getting a bit down or doubting my ability, I say, you were born for a moment such as this. It's a little bit like the, cometh the hour, cometh the man. And how it works for me is that I say to myself, all of the many advantages and blessings that you have been given in this life have set you up to be strong enough to deal with whatever the situation is right now. And rather you, Sasha, than someone else having to deal with this. How lucky are you to have the skills that you have in this moment? And that's what all of that means for me, that now is not the time to give up.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this and you think, I would like to have something that I say to myself often, just start scripting something. Find some quotes that you like. Find some ways of describing situations that make you feel positive. And then
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
yeah, and just say them over and over again. What a great movie that was.
Great movie. I've got this timer. Tonya and I in our business, the company you keep, we have these sand timers, like sand through the hourglass. And they're timed for 1 minute. They're wooden blocks. And you just flip it up and it gives you a minute. And what it says down the side is, but first breathe. So whenever I find myself getting stressy, I'll sometimes just flick the timer over and go, but first breathe. Give yourself a minute of conscious breathing. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. And after that minute of solid breathing, you are more oxygenated, your brain's more able to solve the problem, and you go from there.
All right, so recapping through our 7 things, we've got, what are you already awesome at? Make a list. There are some transferable skills in there. And if you can't come up with something, ask someone else, because there is something that is great about you. And once you know what those are, it will help you build your confidence. Rewrite your resume or get it rewritten. It's a really good process, and it's great to have it up to date anyway, because when opportunities come along, you want to be ready to pounce on them. Face a fear. Pick one and just go at it. It will be scary, but honestly, if you overcome that thing, it's going to boost your confidence. Get some new clothes. Find something that you feel great in that just ups your game just because of the way that you feel right now.
Oh, can I just add to that? I know this is the summary, but I'm conscious that not everyone out there has got the budget. Just go and buy new clothes. Have a clothes swap. So I know groups of women who get together, they're around similar sizes, or they match up and they go, I'm just a bit over these clothes. And they just swap, and there's no money changes hand, and it's amazing and it's fun, and do that.
Cool. Make a list of 10 things you've been needing to do and just get them done. Build some momentum. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Maybe clean up your social media. Find some of those emotional triggers that might be there and clean them up. And then form a mantra. Get a statement, a power word, whatever it is for you, but something you can just tell yourself over and over again.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it all night long.
Football is life.
So we've been recording a couple ahead because obviously you're off to Harvard. And we talked a little bit about that in our last podcast. But you literally get on the plane tomorrow.
Yeah, almost T minus 24 to lift off, 24 hours away. So there's lots going on, as you can imagine. I've had all my tests and I'm ready to go. I've already been asked to be a model in the States, so you can imagine how chuffed I am by that. One of my Harvard colleagues is doing a live stream on some shopping channel and just needs some beautiful woman in the background to put on lipstick and skincare. So I said, hey, Rick, I can absolutely help with that. Middle-aged woman, your target market. And, well, he didn't answer that, but he said I can turn up. So
Nice.
That's good.
Yep.
I'm excited by that. That kicks us off. And I've gone from being really apprehensive about going to the excitement is starting to, to kick in now. So I'm stoked to be there, stoked to be representing New Zealand in some small way in that environment. And I hope to just have a shit ton of learnings to bring back to you guys for things that can help in your businesses and help in your everyday lives as well.
Yeah. And is it the same group that you were with last time?
Well, we've been decimated. So it was 163 and we're down to about 75. And I don't mean in terms of like people haven't died.
So at the Harvard Squid Games.
Yeah, but there's a little bit like that because the States has got all these countries that if you're traveling from these countries, you can't get into the States anymore without these special visas. These countries, you might have heard of them. They have quite a lot of people in them. Brazil, China, India, all of Europe, South Africa. And so that takes out a whole bunch of the cohort. And I'm like, who's laughing now, team? Little old New Zealand. I mean, I shouldn't laugh. I'm not in there yet. I haven't made it through customs, but I'm expecting to make it through customs. And we're going to record from up there, so that's going to be cool too.
Hey, thanks for joining us on the podcast today. Love it if you would flick a few episodes out to a friend. They can follow us as well.
Yeah, when it comes to following, I got a song for you. Tell us who sings this classic. Walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away. I will follow. Yep, okay, so someone out there's going to be old enough to know, and I'm looking forward to hearing.